Howdy les Squeakos, on est de retour à San Antonio où Victor Wembanyama continue de faire sensation pour sa deuxième année en NBA. Et si le prodige a déchaîné les foules à son arrivée dans la ligue, fait-il vraiment l'unanimité? Car oui, il y a l'enthousiasme des fans, mais il y a aussi des doutes et des opinions plus nuancées. Suivez-moi, on va voir ce que San Antonio pense réellement de Wemby.
He definitely changed our culture. I mean, everyone was very excited to see him. He's a really big part of the Spurs family, and we already accept him as our own. I think he's already challenging some of the records. I think it was last game he had the 5x5. He's already breaking records so young, so I think he's gonna do amazing things. Yeah, I think he can bring a couple championships to San Antonio. Hopefully sooner, but yeah, for sure some championships. I know he's got it in him.
What I thought at first was championships are coming next, coming soon, coming quick, coming fast. I think he's a rising star and he's a very dominant player. He's still too young to get a hold of everything the first couple years, but in the next 5 years, San Antonio will have a couple more championships in the rafters. He'll win everything he wants to win in his record books. He'll be in the record books for sure in San Antonio and in the NBA.
He can definitely become one of the greatest of all time. You know, as long as they play him the way he needs to play, then yeah, definitely. If the Spurs can get all the right pieces together, then definitely I can see a couple of championships within the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, everyone's gonna have their struggles, but I don't see Victor having that downfall. He's always gonna be improving and getting himself better.
When he came to us, that gave us hope again to kind of get back to where we were in the early 2000s. So, hopefully we can build on what Wemby's, done so far and, build a great team around him.
People look at him like the next big thing, right? And he's proven that so far. So, really excited to see what has to come with Wemby and the team.
Vous l'avez vu, ici les fans sont complètement conquis par Victor Wembanyama. Il faut dire que la franchise n'avait plus connu ce niveau de talent depuis Tim Duncan et David Robinson, deux légendes absolues. Alors maintenant que les supporters ont trouvé leur pépite, ils sont persuadés que l'avenir sera radieux. Malgré l'enthousiasme général à San Antonio, certains fans ne sont pas encore complètement conquis. Entre les attentes démesurées et la réalité du terrain, ils attendent encore quelques progrès de la part de Wembanyama. C'est aussi ça l'exigence des fans des Spurs qui ont été habitués à toujours gagner et à toujours compter sur de grands joueurs. D'ailleurs, on est en chemin pour aller rencontrer un fan un peu plus nuancé que les autres.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Eric Slinus and welcome to my home. I've been a Spurs fan since I was 4 years old. My parents moved here when I was 1. As soon as I could pick up a basketball and start watching or listening to the Spurs, back then you couldn't really watch the home games at home. You had to listen to them on the radio. They had pay-per-view at the time. But since 1989, David Robinson went through that whole era with Sean Elliott, Avery Johnson, then to Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, that era. Now we're here with Vic. So I think the hype with Victor is definitely justified, but it's not earned yet. It's going to take time, just like anything else. He definitely has potential to be the greatest player to ever play, but it's going to take effort, time, hard work, and luck with injuries. So he has a lot of those most of those things, except we don't know about luck yet. Hopefully it's the case, but with what we know, with his regimen, with his workouts, with the way he's meticulous in his health, his eating, his sleeping, I mean, he's doing everything to optimize his chances. Even though, Victor has a great foundation, there are some areas where he can improve, in my opinion, and I think he knows that too. I think the Spurs know that. That's what he's working towards. That's why he worked so hard. But I think the areas is becoming simple with his talent, utilizing his talent in simple ways, putting pressure on the rim with 1 or 2 moves, from pivots to jab steps to taking 1 hard dribble, 2 hard dribbles to get to the rack. I think it's so important for him moving forward to not be so dependent on jump shots or outside shooting, and to actually put more pressure on the rim, because at the end of the day, the more pressure you put on the rim, the harder you make it for the defense. The harder you make it for the defense, the easier shots that develop for your teammates and for yourself too. I think Victor's next step, if he's going to be the foundation offensively, he has to become more simplistic, putting pressure on the rim, on and off the ball. I understand there's some impatience with fans, some fans, and maybe some players, but great things take time. Because right now he's playing against people that they're 6 to 10 years into the league. They're well developed, they're well nurtured. And he's facing teams that are 5 to 6 years into their plan. Look at OKC. There's 5 to 6 years into their rebuild. So I think it's going to take time, but I think Victor is definitely he's on the right track, and I think he can definitely become the greatest player to ever play. He has that potential, but it's just about the work and luck as well with health. So, but we'll see.
Les fans sont très positifs et les journalistes le sont aussi. Victor Wembanyama est un phénomène médiatique qui a bouleversé le quotidien de la presse locale. Mais ici, même si on croit fort au potentiel du français, les experts rappellent que le chemin vers la gloire est semé d'embûches en NBA.
My name's Tom Orsborn. I'm a reporter with the San Antonio Express-News. I've been with the paper. This is my 9th consecutive year covering the Spurs. It's going from a team that, didn't have a huge star to a team that had one of the biggest stars in professional sports of this era. So yeah, it changed my life considerably. A lot more work, but also knowing that there was a lot of excitement about the content that we generate. Victor had an outstanding rookie season, but it's going to get much more difficult every step of the way now. Teams are going to game plan for him. Teams know his tendencies now. They know how to attack him. You're seeing a lot of teams swarm him like Houston does, play smaller players on him. So he's got to adjust to all that. He's so focused on his career. He's so ambitious. He's got like a laser focus on where he wants to go and what he wants to do. But it gets more difficult as you get older. Keeping the outside influences away from you.
Alors, Victor Wembanyama n'est pas parfait. Il lui reste encore des progrès à faire et beaucoup de choses à prouver, mais vous l'avez vu, la plupart des fans et des journalistes restent très enthousiastes et très optimistes pour la suite de sa carrière. En ce qui concerne la saison 2 de Wemby, on vous donne rendez-vous sur SKWEEK tout au long de la saison pour vivre cette année comme si vous y étiez.